Alright, so a video I've wanted to do for a while actually. I've had it written in my phone and I would keep adding to this list. Swapping stuff around till I was happy with the list that I've made. So this is sort of the top 10 cars I reckon that would be a good investment. Now there are others that I'm sure you don't agree with. But I actually have a few others as well that I'll mention after that have already gone up. So if they've already gone up, then I'm not going to include them in this list, because if they've already gone up, then it's probably not a very good investment. So anyway, I'll start from number 10, which I have my list here. Number 10, Pulsar Gdi. These are still pretty affordable. SR20 turbo, manual, all-wheel drive. Great little car. I reckon would be a pretty good investment. Number 9, Z32, but manual twin turbo. It has to be manual twin turbo. These are still very cheap. Under 10 grand will get you a really nice one. And they're a great looking car. Not many people modify them, or the people that do don't do them very tastefully maybe. Number 8. These have already started to creep up, especially in the US. Dc2 Integra Type Rs, especially if you can get a yellow with yellow trim. I reckon that's the most sought after, or white with red trim. Very good investment, or best out of the Hondas anyway. Another one I'll put, so for Mitsubishi, Evo 5 and 6s I reckon is probably the best shape. They're still semi-affordable, they've started to go up. Especially an Evo 5 I reckon is the best shape out of the Evos. If you could jump on one of those, I reckon it would be a great investment. I've actually seen a lot of YouTubers jumping on these cars at the moment. Tommy FM, Mayhem Inc, Adam LZ. Anyway, something a bit different for my number 6. The WRX Evos. So these are the ones, they're like a pale yellow colour. They only came in this colour. They had black trim with yellow stitching, black wheels. I think mechanically they were the same as normal WRXs, but yeah, hard to find, not many around, but they're still very affordable. 5-6 grand will get you a, one that needs a bit of a tidy up. My number 5, GC8 model WRX STI. So the 2 doors, I think they were the last of the 2 doors. They've already started to creep up, so I think if you're going to jump on one of them, you'd need to do it pretty soon. Number 4, 32 GDSTs. Coupes. With the GDRs going up in value, obviously everything under it that's the same model is going to go up with it. So I remember when these were, 5 grand for a nice one, now 10 plus easily, and even more. They're really prone to rust, so a lot of them are going to shit. Number 3, this was a hard one to put in because they've already started to go up, but I'll put it in anyway. 32 GDRs. I remember maybe 5 years ago, you could get a nice 32 GDR for like low teens, mid-teens, like for a really nice one. Now, double that, and even more, into the 40s for like a really nice one, especially if you want a V-Spec, V-Spec 2, something like that. Still a good investment if you can get a sort of cheap one, because they're only going to keep going up. Just really prone to rust, like the GDSTs, same thing. So be careful when you're buying one of those. My number 2, an FC RX-7. Great shape, like awesome looking car. If you can get like a manual Turbo 2, which is like the last of them, I reckon that would be a great investment. They were on par with 32s. They were, 5 grand or 5 to 10 for maybe a really good one. But now they're even hard to find, even shit ones for sale. But yeah, amazing looking car when done right, like really good body style. Now my number 1, so this is what I think would be the best investment out of Jap cars at the moment. If you could find a 2-tone manual SR turbo S13, I reckon that is something that is going to skyrocket in value, give it another 5 years. Especially the 2-tone cars, like they're the most sought after. Has to be SR turbo manual though. I reckon I'm going to say the ugliest combo is going to be the most sought after, which I would say is the sort of off-white over champagne with the brown trim. You know, as people say, ugly is cool. So I reckon if you could find one of those and keep it stock or restore it to stock, I reckon that would be a great investment for the future. Now, these are some other cars that I thought, you know, they're either my number 11, 12, 13, 14, whatever, or they're cars that have already gone up. So they're expensive now. They might be a good investment. I don't know. This is just my opinion. So, manual Soras, the Z30s. If you could buy a manual 1J turbo Sora, I reckon they're still great value for money. JZX81s. Now they skyrocketed ages ago. They're so hard to find, even in Japan, let alone here. So a factory 1J manual JZX81, I would jump on one of those in a heartbeat. Early S2000s. I don't know. I sort of just threw this one in there. I reckon they're great value for money. You know, 10 grand, get you maybe a rough one. But you know, for a later model 2-door convertible, I reckon is great value for money, and they go really good. Even though I'm not that into Hondas, I still reckon they're a great buy. What else have I got here? Celica GT4s. I don't even know why I put that on there. They're impossible to find and they're so expensive. NSXs, if you get an early NSX, I remember even then when these were 20 grand. Now, I was looking on car sales the other day, 50,000 for even an auto one. It's a bit ridiculous, but great car if you could jump on one. AE86s, of course, they went up ages ago. Mosquitoes. Supras, everyone loves Supras. Like, they've gone crazy in the US. They're, you know, 60, 70, 80,000. Even in Australia here, they're insane prices at the moment. A car that would have been good to jump on, I reckon maybe 5 years ago, because they've already gone up now. Type X's, Type X 180s, turbo manuals. Because they're pretty much an S14, well, they're not S14 running gear. They're blacktop SR, you know, with the late model interior and steering wheel and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember 10 grand, a nice one. Now, I saw one on Facebook the other day for $24,990 for a stocker. So they would have been a great investment if you bought one a few years ago. And to end it off, two of my favourites, DR30s. I actually went to Adelaide to look at a DR30. Didn't make it due to being pulled over. Yeah, FJ20 turbo manual. They were very cheap, like 5 grand. They were sort of in that era where they'd gone down and no one really wanted them, and now they've skyrocketed again. And same with HR31s. You know, Passages, Coupes. If you could jump on a red top manual turbo factory one, I actually had one of these. Should have kept it. They'd be a great investment, I reckon. You know, hold on to it, give it 5, 10 years, whatever, stuff around with it for a while. Anyway, so that is my list. I'm sure a lot of people won't agree with it. Feel free to post what you think, what you agree with, what you disagree with, you know, what you would add. And I'll see you guys next video.